I actually need to change this topic a little bit too. So let's do that. Just call this CLI go zero downtime deploys. Yes, Sidekick, and that S has to be capital. Thank you. Thank you. And maybe we can give it a better font than this weird stuff that we built here. What is a good font? Nope. I'm not sure really. It's okay for now. Alrighty. Cool. Welcome back, guys. If anybody's listening to this, I toggle track everything that I do. So this is all the work that I've been doing. So yeah, I just turned that on. This is some data structures and algorithms that I'm working on, which we're not gonna do today at all. And I'm just waiting for a couple of seconds for things to stream and settle down. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna show you. Okay, let me close up this. We go here, here, monitor off. Yes, thank you. Now I can hear myself, which is amazing. Much, much better. So let's do that. Good, 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 good. Okay, cool. So I have last stream, I think I kind of finished it before I've done this or finished this. However, I've already achieved like zero downtime deploys. So I'll show you that now. Um, and then from there we can talk a little bit more about what to do next. I think the next step after zero downtime deployments, there's still one part here that I need to do, which is basically this one here. We need to handle if the end variables have changed, and if they have, then we need to okay, too much air, too much air. We need to handle if the end variables have changed, and if they have changed, then we need to be able to re-encrypt the environment variables and then push them again. Um, So that's important because if you want to deploy again by default, you kind of like redo the environment variables. So the way I've done this basically is I have this hash, and this is the hash of the last time that you have basically deployed, and it kind of like it indicates what content you have inside of your environment variable file. So here it just says like the file is .env. This is the file where we're loading the environment variables from. And then we are basically kind of like, this is the hash of the content inside there. And once the hash changes, now I know that you have added another environment variable or changed whatever value you have changed. And then by changing that, I will automatically just like literally just re-encrypt your environment variables and then push them to override what's happening on the server and retrigger SOPs and all that stuff. So this is one thing that I'm going to do today, and then that was going to be kind of like the last part when it comes to zero downtime deploys. I think after that there will be no problem doing zero downtime deploys. It's going to be very simple. That being said, I want to show you basically how that works. So if I go to app 4 here, this is yeah. So let's actually, you know what? Let's do this. Yes, let's do that. So now, let me close everything for now first, and then open up this hello. So basically, this is the app that I was just showing you now. So this is deployed to app 4. So I could, let me just cancel this. What are you doing? Okay, what's happening? What's happening? Okay, cool. Yeah, so I could basically, I want to show you this. So this is just basically an Next.js app, like a vanilla Next.js app. It doesn't really have anything there. If I go here, this is the app, and then I also have API hello here, and this API hello just right now it says John Doe, right? Now what I will do is I am going to basically change this to be version, and then it will just return a number. I will return like I don't know, like maybe v1. Currently, this is on v1. So I'm going to deploy this first of all. After we deploy this, so inside of Sidekick here, I'm just gonna go and install the latest version, and then I'm gonna go into the test app. This is the app where the Next.js app is. I'm just gonna trigger Sidekick launch. No, no, no. This should be Sidekick deploy. Yes. So I'm just gonna run a deploy command now. Um, And then I believe this is going to basically, yeah. This, I mean, I'm a bit rusty, but yeah, this should work. So this will basically just remake your Docker image, and then it will push it to the repository, and then it will log into it will log into your VPS. And after it has logged in and established that session, it will do some stuff there. It will pull the latest version, and then it will trigger the zero downtime deployment script, that one we discussed last time. If you guys want to see, it basically looks something like this. We just go into the folder. Yeah, it's a bit involved, to be honest, but I love it. I absolutely love it. It's been doing very well. I also think this might fail because of this last line, because we don't actually have a. No, no, we need to stop this. I don't think we even have. I don't know. Go into. I'm in the test app. Do I have an environment file here? I don't. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. I do. Yeah, okay, cool. So I was adding some stuff. Okay, cool. That's fine. If we do have an environment file, then I don't think this should be a problem. But that being said, I don't know why I am not very okay with this, because I honestly don't know if there is. Yes, okay. ls, go into app 4. ls again. Ah, okay, it's there. Okay, cool. That's there. That's fine. Okay, all good. Just let it run, and then it will build a lattice Docker image. You push it, and then pull it on the other side on the server, and then do this thing. Yeah, it should be fine. I'm not expecting any errors now. This should be really okay. I shouldn't see any problems here. Yeah, and then once that's done, we will obviously see our change live, which is this V1, right? And then what I will do is we are going to basically just hammer the server every zero point 0.5 seconds or whatever. Hammer the server for with requests every 1.5 half a second for that endpoint, and then you will see the numbers on the endpoint change between the two values, which is going to be v1 and v2. This is going to take a little bit. Let it run. This must be a way we can do to make this a little bit faster, but I am not going to explore that right now at all. I have no interest. Let's just keep smashing across the features that I want. And you can see this is like a $6, 1 GB of memory, and then I mean, like, I'm not running much there. Just like a couple of Next.js apps. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is done now. Now that means if I go here and refresh this, okay, now it shows version 1. So this is already obviously beautiful, because this is how you deploy your app. You just run deploy, and then the app is live, and happy days. You haven't done much. Okay, good. Now, that being said, what I'm going to do, as I mentioned earlier, I will, let me think about the best way to do this. Let's actually split this into two halves like so. And then let's just call this V2. That's correct. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oops, what's happening here? Let's not do this. Thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch, and I'm going to trigger this, basically this request every 1 second. But instead of 1 second, maybe 1 second is enough. Yeah, I mean, like, I can see the effect anyway. So yeah, every 1 second, I'm going to do this. Now, at the same time, what I'm going to do is I already have changed this to V2, right? So now this new version is going to say it's going to return V2. And then I will do the same thing, Sidekick deploy. So now I'm building another image, and then I'm pushing it. Now, what I want you to watch for is basically what happens here. This right now says V1. And then once the newest Docker image is done and everything is beautiful and dandy, handy dandy, beautifully handy dandy. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Once everything is done, we will run that script, and then you will see this response from the API change between V1 to V1 V2, V1 V2, V1 V2, and then after V1 V2, after V1 V2 a lot, it will go back to being just V2. I think I'm going to investigate later on what's the best way to kind of like make this Docker build a little bit easier, a little bit faster. I think right now it takes 1 minute to 1 minute and 20 seconds, I think, last time to get everything done. which is acceptable. I'm not gonna say it's terrible. I honestly don't think it is. Yeah, at least that's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's terrible, but at the same time, I think it could be better. So yeah, but yeah, right now we're just waiting on the Docker to finish the deployment or finish the build, and then from there it will start deploy. Okay, so now we have the Docker image, it's being pushed. And then after this, I keep an eye on this one here. Oh, we got a bad gateway for a second there, and then it started with V2. Yeah, so I think maybe we need to ramp it up to more than one instant, more than two instances to make sure that this doesn't happen. But yeah, so we got V2 now, and then now we'll stabilize at V2. So that wasn't zero downtime. Well, it wasn't like super zero downtime, but yeah, this sometimes happens, sometimes it doesn't. I probably will at some point look after this and make sure it doesn't happen at all. But for now, I think this is a good start. So right now, what we've done is that we have hot deployed, or like maybe yeah, basically, hopefully, the idea is that to get to zero downtime deployments, where you can just deploy your app to production and then you don't have to worry about it, and then you don't have to deal with any complexity of Kubernetes and all that weird stuff. It's just like a couple of stuff here and there, and you're good to go. It's actually quite simple. And that's it. You've been from you moved from V1 to V2, and you got this iterative deployment, the blue green deployment out of the box, and that's the beauty of Sidekick. That's why you should use Sidekick. If you want to host anything on your VPS, I highly recommend you do use Sidekick. I mean, I don't think it's usable at the moment, but you should use it. I don't think it's usable at the moment when it comes to using it for production load. But I do think this can shape into something that's really good, and can be very useful to a lot of people. So hopefully that's where we are going. Cool, awesome. Now that being said, I do have an issue here on the deploy command where I need to do this basically, right? So I need to handle if the environment variable have changed. So right now, if you have changed something in the environment variables and you run deploy, you are still stuck with the old environment variables because we don't sync the latest environment variable file there. So I've already added a hash that was off camera. I think that was it last night? Yeah, last night. I did add a hash. Sorry, I was taking a seat. So I've already added a hash, and then now with that hash, that means we already can track when the environment variable file changes. And that should be sufficient for us to be able to say, okay, excuse me, and that would be sufficient for us to be able to say, okay, the environment variable has changed. And when it has changed, that means we need to be able to just rerun the environment variables again. So rerun the environment code or environment handling code, I guess, which is basically we encrypt it using the public key that's already on the VPS, and you encrypt it, and then we send it there. So yes, let's do that now. I guess that's what we are going to be doing. I feel like maybe it would be a good idea if we add another text to what we are actually doing. I'm wondering if that would be a good idea. Current, let's call this current segment. You guys can't see this because it's on OBS and I don't really show OBS, but now you can. Okay, so what is this name? Let's call this re-encrypt and variables. Variables for second deploy. Okay, I guess I don't know. Obviously, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. um, I think maybe a better way to say this would be handle new and vars, and that would be easier. Yeah, handle new and vars. Cool. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Handle new oopsie again. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm gonna just leave this up here, maybe a little bit smaller because this is terrible. Handle new and vars. Yes, so that if somebody actually joins, they know exactly what I'm doing. Yes, so I'm building a CLI in Go and then handling new and vars. Happy days. Hopefully that will give a little bit more context to what the stream is all about. And I'm not sure if this is useful or not. I'm not even sure if somebody's listening or not, but it doesn't matter. We just keep going. I'm doing this every day anyway, so it doesn't matter whether we're streaming or not. I'm always working on this. Cool. So what I've added yesterday, I think there was something here called has env. All right. I believe this was on the launch side. Yes. No, I think it's called has and yes, has end file, right? And then has end file can be true or not. And then I actually need to refactor a couple of these works. But basically, if you do have an end file, then we need to encrypt it and then send it over. Now we do have the encryption happening up a little bit up there, but if you do have an end file, we basically have to rsync it, send it there, um, and then we basically execute this command, which is basically going to use sops to trigger your Docker Compose run without actually affecting anything, or like yeah, if a thermal environment. I mean, like yeah, I don't know how to explain this. Maybe I should make a video about it. But basically, this is really good. This is quite secure, considering how much zero setup you will do to get this out of the box with Sidekicks, with out of the box with Sidekick. I really think this is a very good idea because it's just yeah. Imagine having set up SOPs and then AJ for you and all that stuff. That's a lot of work, and then that all comes out of the box with Sidekick, so you don't have to worry about it. Everything is as secure as it gets for you now. Cool. So yeah, we just send it over and then we run this. Otherwise, if you don't have any environment variables, we just basically go into the folder and then run Docker Compose up in the project called Sidekick, and then up dash D detached from it, and happy days. So that is what happens on launch. Now I do know. Now when you deploy, we need to be able. Actually, there's something that just came to my mind. I feel like maybe the login stage should come after you have done the Docker build stage, because the build happens locally. Man, tomato, tomato, I guess. Doesn't matter for now. I'm not very fussed about this. Okay, cool. Now that you have, at this point, you just built your Docker image, and then you just say latest Docker image built. Built. Wow, my English is gone. Latest Docker image built. Okay, cool. Now deploy stage spinner. Now, this will just do the deploy on the server. Before you do that, I need to do some work here with this hash, basically, right? So what I need to do is I'm going to basically calculate the new hash, which is coming from here, Yes, calculate and store the hash. Yes, thank you. So we need to calculate the new hash on the file, on the end file. Right. So let me think for a little bit. Let's do this here. Now I need to open the Sidekick YAML file like this. Oops. I need to open the Sidekick YAML file like this, and then I need to check that env is not empty. If env is empty, that means this app or this project does not have an environment file at all. So we don't have to worry about it at all, which is awesome. If it is, and if it does have value, then that means we need to check if it is there or not. Cool. So I think what I will do, do I have any YAML file, any code here? YAML unmarshal the project config. Thank you. So I do have the project config loaded. How beautiful is this? Yes, that's awesome. So I do have the project config loaded. So I can do this, right? I can do if project config dot env dot app. Okay. Yeah. App.env. Yes. App.env the file, if it does exist, then that means yeah, non-boolean. Uh, this is a string, then we basically need to say if it doesn't equal empty string. Yes. If it doesn't equal empty string, that means it has a value. And if it does have a value, then we need to say check if it's there. So let's just do this. Current hash will be equal to what we have done with launch, which is this line here. Yes, which is this line here, and then I don't care about this. Yes. So this is your current hash, and then import all of this stuff. Organize imports, happy days. Now, obviously, this one, we need to open the file. I'm going to be a lazy developer, as every developer should be, and I'm going to do this. Yes, that's correct. You do have an environment file, and then this will be exactly this. So this will be project config.app. No, .env.file. That's correct. And then, yes, that's correct. In the current directory, open up the .env file. Beautiful. And that will give you the content. And if you can't load it, we just, oh, okay. And we just have to exit at this point. Yeah, I need to do this earlier, man. And we just have to exit. And then I need to do all of this earlier on. Wow. Okay. I need to do this earlier on before I do any build. Otherwise, people will be pissed off. Otherwise, people will be pissed off. Let me think. You can log in. I don't really care. You can log in. Doesn't matter for now. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's do this now on the Docker build. Doesn't matter. Let's just we can figure that out later. But basically, just it. And then your current hash will be this, and then you just say something like this: if app, oh no, if app config, uh, no, if project config dot app dot env dot hash does not equal the current hash, yes. If this doesn't equal the current hash, then that means we have that means, oopsie, okay, go back. We have new env file, and that's it. We need to run the commands that we did here to handle the env file. Yes, which means that we should probably extract this away. Where is the... No, we don't really need it, right? We just need this. We just need this. Go back here. We just need to do this. Yes, Viper get public key, the string. And this is again going to be project config dot app project config dot app dot what are you doing? Project config app and end file. Yes, we have a new end file. So basically, they just call this encrypt new end file. Okay, did I just? I was writing JavaScript earlier. Anyway, if we do have that, then that's fine. We do run this locally in the encryption script. Yeah, that's fine. And then I think we need to, yeah, that's fine. And that will give you the new one. I don't know if this is going to work. So let's just actually try it locally. Let's do this. Let's do htx.env. That's right. And then let's just add one here, new, just call it new var. And this new var has a value of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. So this is the new var. And then what you do is basically we need to run this. I don't have a public key. All right, let's just find it out when we run the command, I guess. Yeah, again, being a lazy developer actually works. I insist. Being a lazy developer works. Anyway, okay, cool. So now let's recall this again. So if the project has an environment file, then bloody read the file, right? And then if you have an issue, just exit. Cool. And then calculate the current hash of the current file that you just opened. And if it doesn't equal, if the hash that's stored in the last deployment does not equal the hash that you just calculated, that means we have a new value. And then we just encrypt the new value. That's correct. Once you've encrypted the new value, all you need to do now is just basically rsync this code. Yes. Basically rsync the file there. I don't know if this will actually work. App, again, project config app.name. Correct. So let me have a look again. We are going to uh, push that encrypted.env over to root, rsync it, rsync run. Obviously, we're ignoring every single issue that could happen, which is gorgeous. I actually think this is okay. Yeah, yeah. I actually think this is fine. Okay, cool. Let's test this. So what I'll do is, like I mentioned earlier, env, this .env, we have this new var, and then I will open up hello, and then instead of sending back this, I will just send the uh, process.env.new var, right? Because that's the one in the .env. Let me have a look. Yes, process.env.new var. I think so. I don't know what happened there. Excuse me. Process.env.new var. Cool. And then just npm run dev, just in case. Ooh, what's happening? No such file as package JSON. npm, really? Ah, right. Yeah. Sorry. Go back here. npm run dev. And that should run on 3000. Let's do that now. Localhost 3000. Next.js being amazingly fast, obviously. API hello. Yes, okay. Awesome. So now this looks good. So this should work. If it works here, it should work there, works on my machine, and all that kind of cool stuff. So that means we can just call this new var, and that will give you the new var value, right? Now, if I deploy this, let me have a look at the deployment again. But if I deploy this, what I should see is the value on the new oops, what have I done? Is the value of the new environment file, which is this, being returned as such. And that would mean that we have detected that the environment variable have changed, and we have re-encrypted them, and we have re-synced them, and then they are available afterwards. And that will be sick, basically. Okay, cool. So let me have a look. I think this is looking okay. It was working just now anyway, so we don't need this comment anymore. And then this, we only do this if the project has an environment file, and if the project, and there's something else as well. So this deploy script string, I actually think this might have to change because of this last one. So this guy is not always going to run like so. And that is why I am actually considering doing this outside of this, um, completely outside of this script. So what I'm talking about is basically doing this. So if once this is done, we have not finished. Oops, sorry. Once this is done, we are not finished. Actually, we need to run this command. Yes, we actually would need to run this command. Uh, Mm, that's a good one. Yeah, I think this looks like a new variable. Yeah, let's just call this run new deploy script, which equals to basically what I just did there. And then this will be run the new deploy, run new deploy with env. Hmm. Run new deploy with env script. I hate the name. And that's how you do it if you do have an environment variables. And if you don't have an environment variables, run new deploy script. Cool. And then that will mean that I could do this. Oh, what have I done? I could do this and then let's just yank it. Let's just yank it and then I don't need any of the stuff anymore. Yes, and then I can just do this. Correct. Right. And then depending on the situation, I am either going to do this or going to do that. One of them has to be done. And they all take this. Ah, hold on. Something is wrong as well. We need to go to CD service name like so. Um, actually, uh, this is not fun. Mm. Service name is going to be the first variable that I pass across, and then cd into the service name and do blah 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 blah. I think this should work. I think I believe this should work. Good, cool. It's the same thing here as well. Let's just grab that line. I actually don't like this because it's not very consistent, but yeah, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. CD into this and then do the stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, so this guy, I don't like it because it's quite annoying. It's a big script, and there was a reason why I couldn't run the script like I run the other scripts. Ah, yes. Hold on. That is going to be the same issue here. Yeah. Because I'm running the script on the server, not on local. So that actually will not work. Yep. Let's undo all of this. That actually is not going to work. Yes, sir. That's how it should be. CD into the service name and yeah, and then we need to run the replacer to get the service name replaced. Yes, that is correct. I can't use the same method to run long scripts locally that I use to run long scripts on remote. So running long scripts locally is quite straightforward. It's like this. Um, I literally just make a script in a string like this, and then I just call it with the sh, and then I pass the arguments, and it works. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Works. It has the context. It's as if you are literally just running this on the folder. It's brilliant. It has the directory, it has the context, it has everything. This is just fine. This also runs locally, so happy days. The problem is this is the guy that runs on the server, and that is a problem because I have two options. Actually, I have three options. I can either make a file .sh on the server, chmod that file, and then basically run it with the content that I have here. That's one. Two, I can install some kind of a daemon or yeah, some kind of like code, a sidekick on the VPS side that is going to do this stuff for me, which means that I need to install Go on the VPS and do other stuff as well, which I don't think is a good idea unless I really, really need it. And then three is what I've done here, which is basically literally just take this string, replace it with the value that you want, and then literally just run it. And like, yeah, just run it. It's crazy. Yeah, literally just run it in the terminal during the SSH as if you're typing it in the terminal. And it works. Don't know, doesn't seem very elegant to me, but heck, it works. So if it works, then it works, I guess. Cool. After all this blabbering, let's get some work done today. So I have this replacer, and then I run this replacer somewhere, right? On the deploy script, and then, yeah, so we need to do something similar, okay? Yes. So I will go here, I will do deploy script. No, this is not the deploy script anymore. Wait, hold on. Is this okay? I don't know. Scripts. Let me think for a bit. Yeah, I don't think this is okay. Yeah, because that means we are going to, every time I run a command, we are establishing a new session. This is not okay. Okay, let's do it the stupidest way possible. Okay, the stupidest way possible will mean that we will do it like this. Deploy script, deploys, no. What was the name? Deploy script string, this ridiculous name. We are going to call this deploy app with env script. That's correct. And then we were going to paste this, open up another file, and then this is going to be deploy app with deploy app script. Yeah, deploy app with env script, deploy app with script. And I hate it as much as you hate it, but we are going to live with it. That's what's going to happen now. Okay. Okay. So don't blame me. We have to live with it. That's it. This is the most straightforward way at the moment. And then what we do here is that instead of doing all this mess, obviously we will do the following. If app config, app project config, you're killing me. If project config.app.env.file does not equal empty string, then that means we need to do this. Yes, and then else we will do this. Save it, format it. Thank you. And then we won't do any of this anymore. And then just change this to deploy app with env script, and then change this to deploy app script. Happy days. Happy days, right? So if your app does have a environment file, then we need to run this command. If your app does not have environment files, we need to add this command. And this should be good. Alrighty, go back, go install dot. What's happening? What's happening? Okay, show me again. Undefined utils deploy script string. Oh, and preview. Ooh, I worked on the preview already? How amazing. Yes. This will be utils.deploy app scripts for now. Yeah, this was just me working on kind of the vision and what was going to happen next. So it doesn't matter. We'll install this, go into the test app, and then we are going to do it the same way we've done it before. Right now, I'm going to curl it, watch curl it, and this is v2. But then if I were to close this and open up hello, right now it should just take the value from the environment variable, then Sidekick deploy and wish for the best. So hopefully what we should be seeing now is that v2 should move into 123, and then the version will also be the new var. And that means that we have done zero downtime deployments between the versions, and we have also detected that the environment variables have changed. And after the environment variable have changed, we have re-encrypted the environment variables and we have sent them up to the VPS and we have run the correct code to be awesome. Because, in life, sometimes there's only one choice, which is to be awesome. If you can't be awesome, then you'd rather just not exist at all. And that's one of my mottos in life, I would say. You have to be awesome. If you can't be awesome, just don't be. And yeah, so you awesome. I'm being awesome today, so I'm doing a lot of work. So I'm feeling good. Are you feeling good? All right. I'm gonna talk. I'm talking. I'm literally talking to myself on the internet. How beautiful. Grab it for it. Okay, yeah, I need to work on the deploy Docker. The Docker image building is so slow. And I don't know if this is because of the next. Okay, here we go. The next JS stuff or something else. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. So new var and then version 2, new var 123, and then version 2, new var 123, new version 2, and then one more time. Yes, and then now it's version 123. Woohoo! That is sick. I'm very happy. That is absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. That is absolutely sick. This is really good. I am satisfied. I am satisfied. This is good stuff. Cool. And that is basically handling the new environment vars. And that's the end of that section of the stream. So we just did it. I believe that will be the end of the zero downtime deployments. Right now, what I want to work on is the preview deployments. Yes. So current segment, let me change this to be deploy. Let's just put it one command preview deploys. Yes. So the people who have tried this know how difficult this is. One command preview deploys. I mean, right now it's quite simple, especially if you do have this, if it's like on the website or if it's an XJS app or something and you don't have like a database to worry about. It's actually quite okay. And that's what we're going to do today. But, well, I'm sleepy. But at the same time, it won't be the same if you are, it won't be the same if you are, it won't be the same if you are not, if you have a lot more involved in your applications, like a database or something like that. I still do think it's quite sick to be able to do preview deployments in your VPS like that. So the idea is that let's just say you're working on a branch, you're working on a feature, and you want to test it with your production on your production, and then you could basically just say, I want to deploy a version of this application, a preview version of the application, and then we will give you a subdomain of your domain, whatever it is, with the hash, with the short hash, with the short SHA hash of your commit. And that is going to be the version that you are working on locally, but live for the whole internet to see. So everyone can see that you can't even code. That's exactly why I do Sidekick. Because to expose you all, you bad developers. To expose all the bad developers. Okay. I already have some spam on Twitch, which means that I'm starting to make it. If spammers are into the stream, then that means I am starting to make it. Anyway, okay, cool. So let me actually just run LZ here. Oh no, okay, go out. Yes, go back. Oops, what is this? Go back. Oh no. Ugh. Yeah, I think I have aliased VS Code once in my lifetime to be aliased to to be honest to C, which was a mistake. All right, cool. Let's keep going. What am I doing? Go out of here. Come on, man. Go out of here and then RM RF test app. Just blow this whole thing completely, and then actually just quit this as well. Give me lazy git here. What do we have? What have we done? What have we done? We've changed a couple of things in types. We've added this to preview. I'll work on the preview now. What happened here? What have I done here? Add a new. Oh, right. Yeah, that's fine. This is all good. And then deploy is also the one that we just finished up. Fantastic. Put them all, stage them all. Thank you. Commit them all. Add, no, finish. Basically 0 downtime deploys, zero downtime deploys with end handling. Secure and and that's the end of that, I guess. Okay, cool. Let's push this. Let's push this. Yes, let's push this. Cool. Happy days. Now that that's done, show me the preview command. And the preview command is not fun. Okay, let me think. So what can we do in the preview command? The idea behind the preview command is that we should be able to open up the Docker Compose file on the on the VPS. And then once we open it up, we should be able to add another service. We should be able to add another service. And in that service, we will basically show that one. We will basically run this one. So I'm actually thinking of the best way to do this. Whether it should be a folder. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really thinking that we can do it the same way we do launch, but into a folder. Yes, if you're wondering why am I yawning, because it's 9:15 here in Korea, and I've been working a full day of work and then another work, and also because I had some really good biryani rice and it's making me sleepy. Okay, so I blame it on the biryani rice that I cooked. All right, what's happening? Let me see. Also, this version needs to change. I actually need to do this real quick. If you go to deploy, when you are, I hate like copying and saving and writing and this weird stuff. It's really annoying. Ah, yeah, I really need to rethink a couple of things here and there, but we don't have time. We have to keep running towards something that we can't see. And then when we keep running towards something that we don't know or we can't see, we feel wise, we feel productive, and we feel amazing. Don't we all want to feel amazing? Like, God's sake, mate, got to feel amazing. Got to feel amazing. Got to feel amazing. Got to feel amazing. Anything. Oh, wow, I didn't even put descriptions in the command at all. Cool. So I do have the app project config, right? And then we have read the file onto the project config, and then I unmarshalled it. Yep, that's right. So that means I can do this. Project config.app.add.version. Yes, equals what? We need to increment this version with 1. Uh, so that means I need to, yeah, this is the part that's very annoying. So I know that it's going to be called v1. Can it just be called 1? Version 1? Version 1. Version v1. So if I want to split v1 in Go, how would I do that? So I don't know if you could. I honestly don't know. I can do this in JavaScript with eyes closed, but on Go, I think you could do it with strings, right? So let's just call it like this. Latest version is going to be strings dot split, because split, if you don't pass a separator after each UTF-8 sequence, if both S and separator are empties, returns an empty slice. Yeah, that's what I mean. So basically, give it the project config dot app dot version here. Yes, and we basically want to get the last one, which is 0, 1. I know this is going to be 1 for certain because I wrote it down. And this should basically give you the latest version. And this is going to be a string. Pop, 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 para, para, pop, 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 para, para, pop. And then you would do this font.sprint, 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 and then this is going to be literally like v, and then the string value of, and that's not going to work actually. If I do this, undefined. I know it's undefined. Stop being annoying, prick. Project config. Yes. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna work. This guy is returning a string. Actually, yes. The reason why this is not going to work is because that's not what we want. Not enough arguments to call strings. Yes, I know. So this has to be empty. Now this is a string. Uh, oh, that's right, my man. That's right, my bad. This is actually sprint f. What we want instead is actually this number plus 1. And the way we are going to do this is stir convert. I honestly don't remember. On parse something? Parse in? Yeah, it's quite cringy to be honest. I've done this before. Parse. No, just go stir conf. When did I do this? Launch. Yeah, here we go. Parse actually int will be fine. Parse int 064, parse int, and then the string is the latest version, and then the base, and then 64. I don't even know if that makes any sense, man. Let me think. Multiple values. Single value context. Yeah, I am not very good at this. Let me think. It should be parse on int. I'm still not happy, obviously. I'm just wondering if this could be this would return like this would return. So I could basically do this, right? Latest version plus 1. No, latest version is not a string. It's not a number. So what's the issue here? Multiple values. String content parse int. Latest version 064. Value of type. Ah, right. Sure. Latest version, latest version in, latest version in, stir convert of parse. Actually, I really think that should be fine, man. Hmm. Of latest version 064, and then I know, stop being like that. Finally, and then finally, we should be able to do this. I honestly don't know if this is gonna work. We should be able to replace this completely with latest version in. Yes, and then finally +1. Happy days. And then if you can convert that to a string, I don't know if you can. The wrong type. Amazing. Put it in digit. You're gonna turn a string anyway, so I think this should work. Okay. I think this should work, and then that means the version will be upgraded. And if it doesn't work, we'll fix it later. That's the beauty of working on your own projects. You simply don't care. Cool. Let's see. So it replaces. All right. What do we have here? I have forgotten what we're doing. Deploys. This is the preview environment. So what happens in the preview environment? Um, we need to be able to make a new Docker image, but this time we need to tag it differently. So that's going to be definitely the uh, big change. This is definitely going to be the big change. So let me actually start no npx create app. Yes. So this is actually going to be the biggest change is that we will have to tag this, not latest. So this is going to be like that. And then this will be the hash. So let's, oops, what am I doing? So let's do that. So for example, if I go here and then I go literally like Docker build, yeah, Docker build next, Docker build tag next dot, yes, Docker build tag next dot. That will build it and then just tag it as next, right? And then later on, when I tag it before I push, so I need to Docker tag with a specific one. So Docker tag, show me some documentation. What? Why am I here? What? Man, what are you talking about? Docker image tag. Yes. Docker image tag, Docker tag, host, and then the path. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is like that. Tag a local image with this tag. Yes, that's right. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so how does this work? Uh, yeah, and then when you pull, you do the same thing. Mm. And you basically just launch. We do a lot of the code in launch anyway. Mm. But I'm just wondering how. So if I SSH into the thing, Forward. So I'm just wondering if we should do this encoder of the short SHA hash. And then from there, we can figure out what's happening. Yeah, yeah. Then inside that, you have whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm wondering if you should do this preview and then the short hash here. And that will just give you, uh, that will just, inside here will be one of these, there will be your app basically with the Docker Compose file. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should be doing this now or working on something else. Uh, mm, end file. This is fine. We have this working now. We have this working. We have this working. We have this working. How beautiful. We got these three things working. And then preview, commit the file, deploy preview, preview in any end file with URL. Yeah. And then Docker Compose deployment, and then Docker Compose with end file, and then deploy accessory. Yeah, so I am here. This is kind of like my vision for the demo for the project, and I am here. Yeah, it's actually not that complicated at all. It's very similar to what we did in preview. So we are going to make a Docker Compose file, and then we're gonna check if they have an end file. And then if they do, we're gonna send it over, and then run Docker Compose up into that folder, and that's about it. It is actually not complicated, but I am tired, so I don't think I'll finish it today. And that's the end of that, really. So I will probably be streaming again tomorrow at the same time. So if you are interested, I'll be here.